If you say today is a good day, do you still have bad days then? Or is it just like life in general is now just much better since you changed jobs? Because like winter's starting, right? So I just, I don't know, there's gonna be a lot of, I feel like we're getting to the point, like, I think we're still sort of like, we still have a few weeks, but I feel like we're getting to the point where like winter depression is gonna hit. Um, so there's gonna be a few interesting talks. I used to travel around dealing directly with intense customers, McDonald's, KFC, etc. Oh, damn, okay. We needed stuff fixed straight away while people are still watching. Mm. Yeah, no pressure, right? No pressure. It's just they're like breathing down your neck, and you literally probably like hear them like, oh my god. That's, ooh, you need to be a special type of person, I feel like that, or to just sort of tolerate that for a longer period of time. I think that's so stressful. So now you're sort of like just like an online support, like talking to people. I still have very bad days. Social anxiety can kick my butt some days, but I have more good days than bad now. Oh, I feel you. I also have social anxiety. Sucks ass. It's like also so annoying, right? Because it's like you want to meet with people sometimes. um like you don't really want to isolate yourself from society, but it's just sort of like hard to take part in society. Yeah. So that's probably like really good for your social anxiety then, right? To be able to work at home. Like when I was working, I also like started from working at home and I loved it. Mm, I loved it so much more. Like I was working in IT, not IT support, but just like software developer. And it was like long. It was like an internship. But I don't know. I was in this like office with three other people. So there were like four tables. One of those was mine, and then three other people's. And I don't know. It was. I feel like with IT especially, there's just times where you sort of like you need a break. Like your brain needs a break because you're like, I looked at this so long now. I don't get anything at this point anymore. Like it's sort of like when a problem is like hard and then like you look into it, you look into it, you look into it, you're like really concentrated the entire time. And if your energy then sort of like bottoms out before you have the problem fixed, I feel like it's just, I don't know, you just try to look more into it, but you don't get anything anymore. And it feels like a foreign language or something. Um, and it doesn't like, I personally, I don't notice it that easily. So I only notice it when I start to believe that everything could be the problem now because I'm like, so it could come from here too and there too and this and because like before that wasn't really my concern, but at some point my concentration is like so low that I'm not sure about what I know anymore. And yeah, I feel like then you just need a break. And I feel like being in the office is so annoying in that moment because it should be normalized to take a break like this, right? But I always feel so like back then especially, I felt so watched, sort of. Like if I now just like sit back and like like breathe for like 5 minutes to sort of like calm down, or if I just like go grab a coffee now, which is I don't know, like the third time today or something, that like people will sort of be like, oh yeah, she's not working properly, or stuff like this. And I don't know, I loved it at home way more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ah, that's good. That you have the option to sort of like adjust to your own mental state. That's really nice. What is the worst part about your social anxiety in the office? Or like your social anxiety in general? Like, what is a bad day specifically, sort of? Thankfully, my office is only me and oh, nice. Hmm. I bet. Oh, that's great. So yeah, what sort of does what is a bad day for you? Like, is there something that happens, or is it just sort of like you didn't sleep right, you wake up and it's shit from the start? Or is it like something happened on the day before which hasn't resolved? Like, did you recognize any type of pattern to this? Or like know where it's like sort of coming from? For me, it's been like really helpful to sort of I don't know, like to get an idea of what like overstimulates me, um, and what's sort of like crashing me out, to then be able to sort of not necessarily avoid those situations, but just in those situations care better for myself. A very bad day will be laying in bed shaking, not wanting to see anyone. But thankfully that hasn't happened for a few years. So now when tired I still get anxiety attacks, but I have tools to stop them. But then it takes a few hours to recover. Hmm. Hmm. That's really bad. I'm glad you didn't have that for a few years. I'm glad it got better. It seems really scary as well. Do you want to share what the anxiety attacks are sort of like about? It started from another previous job doing support in a school and being accused of something I didn't do. And how I was treated by management. Hmm. So that's sort of like where the anxiety is coming from? That you sort of are then like triggers that like other people, like situations where you think like other people are sort of like suspicious of you and or like I don't know, like talk bad about you or something like this? Because the fear is that you're sort of like getting bullied out of the next job. Hmm. Being aggressive. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that either. People being aggressive is really tough. Is it just like openly aggressive? Or is it this weird passive aggressiveness where I like pretend, like to me, that's like being openly aggressive is like it's scary, but it's not really giving me sort of like an anxiety attack, I think. I didn't experience that much. But to me it's really this like this sort of hidden, not really hidden because it's really obvious, but like sort of like this aggressiveness where they pretend to still be logic, um, and then you need to sort of like find arguments and stuff like this, but they just dismiss any type of arguments, um, and sort of like cherry pick anything you said, and I don't know. So sort of it just feels like it gets worse and worse, and the other person is like uncooperative in the conversation, but at the same time judging you. Yeah, it's not, what I mean is not really passive aggressiveness. Passive aggressiveness is what we usually describe with that as like, yeah, just like these like snarky remarks or something, which is like not a situation that escalates usually. I've always been very pedantic, so arguments I can deal with as long as there's a reason behind their point. Yeah, that's sort of actually the thing why these things, like, why I crash out from those situations. Because it seems like they sort of they act like there's reason behind their arguments, but they don't really offer any arguments and just dismiss any of my arguments and dismiss it with the most irrelevant things at all. So like they don't make the argument like invalid or anything. They don't prove it wrong, not any of that. It's just like I make an argument and then they like, I don't know. And like the point of the conversation is also always changing. Because they sort of like they just want to win, but they pretend it's about logic. You know what I mean? It's like ego covered in fancy words, if that makes sense. And those situations are really difficult for me because I don't like, I'm probably autistic and I don't really, yeah, I always get stuck in these. Because it's like, I'm usually sort of like surprised that the other person didn't get it because to me, the argument is not about something new. It's about something really obvious. And then I make arguments, but they get dismissed. And instead of just sort of like setting my foot down on those arguments and being like, I mean, of course you dismiss them, but they're still valid. So like either like see my point or get lost. Like, what do you want from me? I'm like, oh fuck, okay, these arguments didn't work. I need to find other arguments. And then at some point I laid out like 100 arguments, all of them got dismissed. And their argument is just essentially like, no, I don't think so. Period. And it like socially looks like they're winning, even though it's absolutely mind-boggling what they're saying, and it doesn't make any sense. And it's also like usually there's like a sense of like there's like there's harmful implications to society if their side comes out of on top, sort of. But yeah, because they dismiss it with like sort of like fancy words and like pretending to be logical, it's I get distracted from what like that they're dismissing the argument. And I get caught up in these like new things I now need to explain. And it's definitely like it has gotten better. So I started therapy a couple of years ago. And it's like way better now. But this one has been like those situations have been eating me up. Like because I also didn't realize how stressed I was. Until I was like low-key at the point of a panic attack. So really difficult situation, I feel like. Yeah. So you also have started therapy? Like you said you now like have like different strategies to like deal with the anxiety? Did you get them like through therapy or did you just sort of like find them out on your own? Cognitive behavior therapy. Oh, what is that like? Actually, let me look it up real quick. Because like since I got therapy in the Netherlands, I'm always not entirely sure if I might not just like know that. Hmm. Thankfully, my country, we have very good mental health care for beginning of issues, but not brilliant for ongoing support. Oh, but that's good to hear, actually. Like, for me, I feel like in the Netherlands, it's definitely sort of like same-ish, I would say. Like, it's like I really got like support like really quick, sort of, which was really nice. And the support I get right now, or like I have gotten so far, is definitely also really good, I feel like. Especially for the fact that I don't speak Dutch yet to the point where I can like use it in therapy. Because like most therapists don't like do therapy in English. But even so, I was able to like find therapists in English and actually have like a really good match with a English therapist. And I don't know, I just know that like to me like really helped. And I know that people who are actually Dutch can get like even more support from the system because they can use like all of these like different options, right? But yeah, I don't actually know how it's too much about ongoing support either. I just know that I'm at like a so the first year I was like at a normal therapist, and then I was sent over to sort of like a specialist, which is sort of like they then have like it's sort of like a bigger thing with like multiple different therapists where they have like a section for like trauma therapy, a section for like art therapy and sport therapy, and then like personality disorder part, and then I don't know, like many others. And you sort of then get like you have like your main therapist, and then you sort of get other therapists at that as well with like all the different things you want to do, sort of. But all of that is still sort of timed. Like they want you to be done with this within 2 years. And so for me, I'm like about to end my therapy there. Like essentially like end of this year is probably my therapy is gonna end. So it's like, yeah, I was done in the UK is 12 weeks. Oh, damn. But like for the specialist, like because so for there's like these like sort of like there's mental health coaches or something like this where you can get like an appointment like the next day essentially at your doctor's like your doctor's place sort of. And those people are not like therapists, but you just sort of go there if you don't really know what to do with your life and stuff like this, if you need just like a little bit of help sort of. And if they see like, okay, you need like a little bit more help, or if your doctor is already seeing like, okay, like this is like we need an actual therapist sort of, then you get to the like a sort of like a general therapist. And with the general therapist, you can have up to like 10 sessions. And so I was at the general therapist. I got like a diagnosis done for ADHD, which I didn't have. And that sort of made it longer. Yeah, exactly, Dr. Picklework. Welcome, welcome. We're at the moment just like sort of like generally talking about therapy and how therapy works in the Netherlands, and for Retonian has explained how it works in England actually. Oh, you have not felt the best? Yeah. You can talk here, you can share. No problem. We're here to listen. Yeah. So for me, for the specialist therapist, it took like half a year to actually switch there and get help there. But with them, it's like 2 years, it's maximum. So do you want to just start sharing, Dr. Picklerig? I got dumped like a couple days ago and I don't know what I did wrong. Did you know that you did something wrong? Because sometimes we didn't do anything wrong. Hmm. I mean, what did they said when they dumped you? Alright, see you in a second, Oratonian. But I'm really sorry for you that you got dumped. It was your first relationship and it lasted 2 weeks. And you feel used. Aww. Can I ask how old you are? I don't mind if you're younger or something. I just sort of like... Okay. It's... If it helps you in any way, relationships, if you're young, are really... They're hard, you know? Because people don't really know what a relationship means, and they also don't really know how to articulate what it means for them. Because especially if it's your first relationship, and maybe also the first relationship with the person you've been with, there's like a lot of sort of like guessing, just seeing from adults, seeing from their like from people around them, and then just being like, okay, so this is what you do, so I'm gonna do that now, but not really, you know, like knowing why. It's a fad. Even then, I think most people still don't really know what relationships are really about. Because if you're like young like that, you don't even really know what you yourself are about, right? You don't really know what you need or what you want or what you look for in someone. And so I think you don't really, you know, don't put too much blame on yourself. Like, this is short relationships, and relationships that young are really like a lot about finding out how stuff works. And I don't mean sexually, I just mean how love works, how commitment works, how loyalty works, how love feels, sort of like how compliments feel, how like, because there's a lot of different love languages, right? And I don't know, just sort of like which love language is something you like and which is something you don't like, and what type of person is someone who you like and don't get bored with, and what type of person is maybe one you don't like. It seems a bit selfish that she was seeing if she could cope with a relationship, so that's where my feelings of use came from. Yeah, this is also something, right? Like, sadly, this is something which I'm just gonna tell you now, there's like, even if you're older, like even in my age, there's a lot, even in like parents' age, there's still people who try to cope with relationships. And sort of like filtering them out and like not not ending up with a relationship with one of those people is a skill, definitely. Because, yeah, that's really like this happens more often than I want to say. Yeah, this is not really surprising me, actually. Welcome, Fluffy. But yeah, I think it's not necessarily, I really don't like to say like with age comes with wisdom, because there's people who stay ignorant, like there's people who stay unwise with age. But yeah, just sort of learning from these experiences can really help. So, and just know that this feeling of like being used is entirely valid. And like a lot of the feelings we have are actually not so much about the other person than they are about us. Oh, I have an ego, but I don't engage with it and fall for the trap. Just don't act phased from it. No, don't do that. Like, stay with your feelings, you know? It's not weak to have believed in a relationship and have believed in love. It's actually, I feel like it's honestly a positive trait. It means that you're hopeful and that you take feelings seriously and that you take people seriously, you know? And that you don't expect the worst from people. And oh yeah, I think that's good. I think that's not bad. I think that's good. I feel like in our society, it's honestly like it's so weird that it's like that we teach boys like you or possibly or like people like you to like chase after others who dumped us. Like it's something like women actually get like taught as well, right? With like sort of like comparing like to the new girl and then like trying to sort of like show him like, oh, I'm so much better than her and whatever, and like trying to make them like jealous and like this like revenge glow up of like, yeah, I don't know, regret that you broke up with me. Like, no, we don't do that. This is about you, and if you deserve someone who wants to be with you. It's honestly, it's a really bad habit to chase after people or want to be with people who don't want you. Like it leads to all sorts of problems and usually toxic relationships. So if there's one wisdom, you can just like really like take it from me and just, you know, like it's never bad. Don't chase after people or try to be with people who don't want to be with you. Only stay where you're loved. Like genuinely loved. And I mean this for friends and anybody you have any type of relationship with. Only stay where you're appreciated, respected, and loved. You don't need to, you know, like convince someone to love you. Like also you can't, like that's the other thing. But don't even try to, because otherwise like what is that love worth, you know? Like she told me I don't want to do this anymore, so I said okay, and I'm just not acting phased, so she doesn't benefit from it. But she looks like the bad guy here. I don't like having anyone feel bad, so I just said we choose to and not her. I mean, I think you can show your feelings. I think it's okay to be phased from this. I think it's okay and really relatable actually to feel sad after you've been dumped, you know? You don't need to like put that on her. You don't need to be angry at her or like revenge for like the negative feelings or anything. But you also don't need to like cover it up, you know? Like you can just be a little bit gloomy till it's over. Like you can like, I don't know, like there's consequences to behavior. And it's okay if like in the next, I don't know, like group work, you don't want to be in a group with her. And I don't know, it's okay to not feel like talking to her if she like joins your friend group or something. You know? And I feel like in a weird way, you know, we really need to feel the feelings. At least I didn't get dumped after a couple months. I think that would have been worse. Yeah. Definitely. The longer a relationship goes, the more it hurts usually. Just because there's more feelings involved, right? But this is why relationships are hard, you know? And like finding the right person is hard. And that's also why everybody should really try to actually find the right person before, I don't know, just before committing to something like really, really long term or something. Hmm. I mean, then it's, I guess, easier to sort of feel your emotions, maybe. But yeah, I don't think it's too much about you. I think she doesn't really know what she's looking for, you know? And you probably also don't really. And I think she maybe can't really articulate what she needs from someone or a partner, you know? And ads? Ads. Just gotta wait till you guys come back. Snapchat streaks with you. Oh my god, I feel old. What is that? I had Snapchat back in the day. But not anymore. Okay, so she's still sending you snaps? How is she doing the streak then? Like I thought like she needs to send you like a snap to do the streak still? Does she only send you like a black screen or like how does it work? Enlighten me. Just unfriend her. I don't know. Like, honestly, this is something you can do for yourself now. Like, this is actually like, you know what? Let's get into this. You have the responsibility to care for yourself. And there's a lot of things where society tells you like, oh, that would be dramatic, that would be too much, this would be this, that's whiny, whatever, whatever, whatever. There's a lot of things and expectations society has and puts on you. And there's going to be different expectations from women, and there's going to be different expectations from men, and there's going to be different expectations sort of like coming to you. And there's one thing, like, you can never do it right. You can never do it right. Like, for other people. Because other people will always be like, I don't know, well, you know? Like, you can never make everybody happy on this planet. This is not how it works. You're not meant to be everybody's friend. You're not meant to be good with everybody. Okay? But what you can do, and how you can do it right, is you do the right thing for yourself. If you feel bad whenever she's sending you like the stupid ass like bus floor picture, and you're like, you feel like you just dumped me, leave me the fuck alone, what do you want from me? Unfriend her. If you want that. Or block her, or tell her to stop sending you those pictures. You know? And it doesn't... And if you then get any looks, first of all, again, you can't do it right for everybody. Second of all, if it's really bothering you, you can just ask. You see that look, and then you just like, why do you look at me? What have I done? Explain it to me. You know? Like you can ask for clarification on those looks to like try to find out. But on the other hand, you also don't really know what these looks means entirely. Like, there's a lot of different things going on, I'm sure of it. Some of those people might actually like think like, damn, okay, like there's actually consequences. Like he's now like distancing himself from her. Like, what? You know? Welcome everybody. Thank you for the raid. Ace Clockwork, welcome. How you guys doing? We're doing a mental health stream. And at the moment, we're talking with Dr. Pickle-Rick because they have recently been dumped. Yeah. If she does boring pictures, I'm gonna take black photos. You don't need to take any photos. You can just also send her no photos. You know? Like, you can do whatever you want, you know? Like, I mean, of course, it also, like, everybody else can do whatever they want as well, right? So, like, I don't know, like, you could technically tell her, like, fuck off, why are you sending me pictures? I don't want to hear anything from you anymore. She might type something rude back. Like, that, you know, like, that's fair. Like, you can do whatever you want, she can do whatever you want. So it's sort of, like, always some... like a balance you sort of strike, you know? But there's a lot of different options you have. And says the person who just rated a woman. Exactly. But how have you been doing? Is everything fine? And how you view us? But yeah, you don't need to interact with her. You don't need to send photos back. You know, if you don't want to have that streak with her anymore, then don't. If you don't want to talk to her anymore, then don't. If you want clarification and actually know why she broke up, you can ask her. And it's, you know, you probably won't get like anything you want. Like, Like, you can always like ask the person if they want to give you clarification, and it's gonna happen somewhere in your life that they don't. There's gonna, like, I think probably everybody of us in the stream here has had one relationship end in a way where they didn't know what the fuck was going on and why it ended, and get like proper clarification, and has asked for it but didn't get it. And that's always sometimes the case. I'm just gonna leave unread, not gonna lie. You can do that. You can also block her. You can also unfollow her. You know? Like, this is, you have the responsibility for yourself. And you have the responsibility to regulate your own emotions. If, for example, you don't want to feel like shit every day, and you feel like if she's like, whenever you get one of those pictures from her again, and there's this message popping up, the notification with her name, her profile picture, and being like, oh, send you a picture. And this is always reminding you of that she dumped you, and is always making you feel like shit. It's your responsibility to draw the lines which you need emotionally, you know? I feel like if I do that, it's just boosts her ego, so I'm not gonna. Don't think about her, because you don't technically know what's going on with her. Like, you don't know, like, maybe she's already regretting that she dumped you. Maybe she just dumped you because she felt like she's bad for you. You know, there's a lot of different stories which can go on. And you never know the story of the other person. So I would never make choices based on your assumption on the story of the other person. Because this is going to lead you to sort of like a life where you don't actually live your life, but you react to the lives around you. You know? You need to do what's right for you. And if it boosts her ego, good for her, right? But if that's better for you, with your own emotions, it's like, it's a win-win, you know? And I feel like this is like, you need to do what's good for your emotions. And if it gives her a little ego boost, whatever, give it to her. Maybe it doesn't even. Maybe she's gonna regret it and she's gonna think like, oh damn, like I fucked up. Or something, you know? Like, sometimes girls break up with boys because they actually want to see if they matter, because this is what society taught us, right? Like, boys are gonna chase us. And like, if he really loves me, he's gonna chase me, and he's not gonna take my dumping him. But it's toxic. It's anyways toxic. Like, we learned this, but it's toxic. So it's like, there can be a lot of different explanations for this, but all of those explanations don't really, like, help in any way, you know? Because this is about you and about the life you want to live. And if you feel like you're gonna get over the breakup, over these, like, negative feelings easier, if you just don't get those goddamn notifications from her every day, and they really piss you off, and every time you get them, you're like, you just sort of, you notice how you just feel like shit afterwards, you know? It's your choice whether you get them or not anymore. And you're gonna tell me you will keep those negative emotions just to not give her an ego boost? You know? It's like, I don't know. Like, this is like punishing yourself to not give someone else something good. And I feel like you shouldn't punish yourself in any way. Do I even want to know what you did in the morning? Okay. I'm sorry. I love the pettiness. I love how we see the pettiness as something so mean. I mean, she's ignoring you too. Like, that's, it's not maybe the fine option or whatever, but you can do that. Like, you don't need to be polite to everybody, you know that? Like, I mean, it's of course like, you should be polite to everybody who has to hang around with you, sort of. Because that's sort of the agreement we make as a society, right? Like, you do have to be around people, like, polite to people who don't want to be around you right now, but don't really have a choice. So, for example, co-workers. Like, if you're shitty to co-workers, it's, like, really annoying, and you may be gonna get fired. Like, if you're shitty to, I don't know, like, people on the bus, you maybe get thrown off the bus. Because, like, those people don't choose to be there. Like, they can't really just leave, Like, they're sort of, like, forced to be there with you. And then we, as a society, sort of, like, agreed, okay, like, we're gonna, like, be polite. But like, I don't know, like, if there's someone like pissing you off the entire time, like on purpose, and they're like coming to you for whatever reason, you can also, like, you can act pissed off, Like, it's fine to feel your emotions, sort of. It would be something else to actually like hurt her or something in any way, Like, there's obvious lines to this. But it's also like, I don't know, like, the sort of pettiness also shows how it's attached to her still, right? And I feel like the easiest thing to get over it is to detach the emotions from her. And what I sort of mean by that is that if you feel angry at someone, this emotion is not really going away if you don't get any type of resolvement. Which, if it's attached to a person, is sort of hard to get, But if you, rather than that, just concentrate on the feelings you feel, that you're sad because you were dumped. And you feel used because the relationship went 2 weeks and then, like, out of nowhere, it just ended. This is something you can resolve on your own, And sort of like I said before, it can, like, people can hurt us without even sort of like meaning it, Like, she might have the inner story that she didn't want to pull you down, because she thought like she's bad for you or whatever. She might have the inner story that like she needs to test if you really love her and like see if you're gonna chase after her. And it doesn't matter if that's like toxic or non-toxic, but like there's a lot of different options to her in her story. Like, maybe she didn't even mean to hurt you, but still did. And this is not really something which is like then really attached to her, right? But it's just something like you were hurt by this. And this is something you tend to, and you have the responsibility to fix. Like, if you feel hurt, you have to sort of like help yourself with those emotions and regulate those emotions. And if you, for example, you stay in situations where you feel like shit and you like are reminded of that hurt the entire time because, for example, you keep that Snapchat chat with her where like always the notification is sort of reminding you of that. You maybe, I don't know, like you pull those pranks again, which is also like really focused on her. And then it's like every day, multiple times, it's going to be about her and not about you. And I don't know, I feel like this is something where, I mean, you can do, but I don't think it's really, it's changing anything, Yeah, just do it. I'm just gonna eat my really soggy cereal. You can't? What do you mean? You don't remember? Do you remember it? Mm. Yeah, the jazz is nice, right? I like it too. By the way, do we like this camera light more than I like color, not camera lights? Oh, this is really orange. Anyways. The orange one is when I have the like windows open, I think. That's when it works really well, I think. But yeah. But how do you like the new stream overlay? Mm. I really like it. It's like I was like unsure about it. But I sort of really like it. I think it's so cute. I don't know, like I feel like, oh, but then it's not so professional. I don't know. But I just felt like I really like it. Okay. Hey, so I'm sorry I've been distant lately, but I've been thinking and I don't think I'm ready for a relationship at the moment. I do like you a lot, but I honestly don't think I want a boyfriend. I'm also worried about me doing a tour next year and how the lack of availability will have for you in the near future. I also find myself more comfortable around my friends, so I will often hang out with them. That's not it. Networking pumpkin. Love it. So I'm waiting on the next message. At least that's how I interpret it. That's not it. Really does get cold outside. For us here as well. Oh. Can't be bothered to go through the rest of their editing. But to sum it up, she said she thinks Naf is a little bit cringe and wants to stay friends. Then she said, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. Okay. Do you understand her side, her perspective? No, it's fine. I think we have a picture. But how do you interpret what she is saying? Like, I understand, but she's acting off and teasing me, sort of. How is she acting off and teasing you? I mean, she did say she wants to stay friends, no? Wouldn't that explain keeping in touch with you? Or what do you think? Yeah, but like it's not full converse. When I try to continue the conversation, she shuts it down. Do you think she might be scared that you want to, I don't know, that you don't, like that you want to convince her to be more than friends again or something? Because I feel like that could be the case, right? Like I don't know how you like answered to her message, but I feel like I don't know, like back then I personally feel like many boys wouldn't have gotten the concept of like just staying friends and would have like tried to like chase
苦手な人物が何年も隣にいる場合、しかもそれがベランダ越し数十センチの距離だったりすると、数学はこれでよしと。あとは世界史の予習だな。 今何か変なものが。なんだこの落書きは。俺は2年 SS 組、雪村修二君。抱かれたい男ナンバーワンは、1年 I 組の東雲くんでーす。こんなアホな落書きをするバカは、東雲！それは時に人生を狂わせる。ドラマティック CD コレクション、桜がメイク原作。恋じゃない。マジかよ。お前、人の教科書。珍しく部屋のカーテン閉めてると思えば、チャラチャラした格好のやつばっか。不良仲間のたまり場か、ここは。おう、ゆきちゃん。お前。あ、その教科書見たんだ。ゆきちゃんの似顔絵、そっくりだろ。傑作。お前の頭の中の雪村君とやらは一体どうなってんだ？嫌だな、ゆきちゃん。ジョークじゃん、ジョーク。つうか、今、瓶の口がどっか飛んでったぞ。ジョークで済むか、ジョークで。グルジ、ゆきちゃん、雪村って、雪村？一個上で、東雲がよくつるんでたっつー。じゃあ何？ベランダから入ってきたってことは、隣に住んでるってことか？なんで言わねえんだよ！なんで言わないかんのよ。ちょっと待て！俺のことを知ってるのか？当然っすよ！俺ら、同じ学校だったんすよ！なあ！雪村さんといえば、当時とんでもなく荒れてた西中に正面から乗り込んで、トップ締めたっつう伝説が。何か？お前らまだやるか？すんません。イエーイ！これで西中制圧完了！あれな。懐かしい。俺に売られた喧嘩をゆきちゃんが買っちまったんだよな。おい！こいつら、人のおてんをベラベラと。
そういえば、昔クラスのみんながそんな話してたかも。ちょっと悪そうな男子とか。
そうそう。腕っぷし強えのにやけに綺麗な顔してっから、余計噂になってさ。
おい、長谷川。
でも、なんか雰囲気変わったっすね。
変わった？当然だ。変えたんだよ。高校に上がる前、真面目に見えるようにコンタクトをやめてメガネにして、顔はなるべく隠したい。よし。この秀才風メガネをかければ完璧だ。身の回りを清算し、比較的真面目な奴とだけ付き合っていこうと決めて、努力の甲斐あって完璧に変わったつもりだったのに。ゆきちゃん、悪い。そうだ。しばらく距離を置いてたから忘れかけてたが、こいつは今も交友関係広いままで、昔の仲間とつるんでるんだった。東雲との間に、一時は壁を築くのに成功した。でもあの男は、昔の俺の素行不良な写真をネタに、その壁をぶち壊してきやがった。だから。ゆきちゃん、もう寝てんの？現在こんな状況に至っているわけで。ふて寝してんの？ふて寝？生意気な口を。よいしょった。何やってんだお前は。ご機嫌伺い。機嫌なら悪いよ。帰れ。まあな。どけ、このバカ力。拳の速さじゃ負けるが、純粋な力比べなら俺が上だぜ。甘いわ。膝蹴りは反則。やばかった。入江、だらしないぞ。
すいません。
あと5分で切り上げるか。ここから先は遅刻だ。氏名を確認して通す。
はい。副会長はいつもしっかりしてるというか、すごいですね。何かコツとかあるんですか？
俺は生徒会の仕事が好きだからな。別に特別なことは何もない。 塀によじ登ってるそこの一年降りろ。毎度毎度懲りないな、黄色頭。一度痛い目見るか。
足引っ張んな。危ねえ、落ちるだろ。手離せ。
おとなしく遅刻者リストに乗れ。
なんだよ、この時間はまだ担任だって来ねえんだぞ。
先生にバレなきゃ遅刻してもいいってその根性が気に食わん。
ユキ、おはよう。会長、遅刻です。
おい、帝、生徒会長が遅刻するな。
いや、今朝は夢見が良すぎてつい2度目を。とは降りられる。ほら、おいで。夢って富士高ナスビのサンセットでも見たのか？とはな、コスプレして俺を誘うんだよ。は
あ、もういい、さっさと行け。2度目はないからな、いいか。
ほんと生き生きしてるよな、副会長。素敵だな。入江、
そろそろ引き上げるぞ。
はい。
もう少しここで時間潰すかな。
まだ帰んねえの？
お前、
へへ。
図書室に用事なわけないよな。こいつ、わざと足を絡めてきやがって。
あれ、どこ行くの？ゆきちゃん。
手、離せ。
最近帰んの遅いね。特別な用があるようには見えねえけど、何か帰りたくねえ理由でも？
どうでもいいだろ。くそ、下手な返しになった。昔からこいつだけは。
ああ、俺のせい。
うまくあしらえない。
隣に俺がずっといるから。
違う。
帰ろうぜ。な、ゆきちゃん。
もう分かったから、離れろ。おい、
ゆきちゃん。
帰るんだろうか。言ってること違うぞ。
じゃ、帰ろう。
危なかった。耳なんか舐めやがって。日に日に東雲のペースに飲まれてきている気がする。
ああ、最近触らしてくんねえんだもんな。
外で妙な発言するな。
いつまでも振り向いてくんねえし。
他へ行けばいい。この前の奴らとか、女の知り合いたくさんいるんだとか。
ま、そういう手もあんね。
こいつ。そうか。なら早くよそへ行け。いいか、これだけは言っとく。俺は昔からお前が世界で一番お前が苦手だ。
苦手ねえ。あの人自分で墓穴を掘ってることに気づかないのかね。いいや。おーい、ゆきちゃん。おーいって、先行くなってば。
うるさい。
副会長、これ昨日までの1週間の遅刻者リストです。
ああ。遅刻するメンバーは大抵同じか。こういう奴に限って帰るときはさっさと帰りそうだな。
あ、そうだ。帰る時で思い出したんですけど、昨日の下校時間に門の近くに男がずっといたって女子が言ってたんですよね。
ずっと特定の女子を待ち伏せでもしてるのか。
多分そんなとこじゃないかと。
でもずっと立ってられるのは迷惑な話だな。怖がる生徒もいたんじゃないか。
そうだな。その男は毎日出るのか。
ああ、いえ。今のところ昨日見たってだけらしいです。
そうか。 じゃあもしまた目撃情報があれば念のため張り込んでみるか。
張り込む？
妙な奴だったらどうする？
まあ万が一の話だ。
あ、張り込みの件他の役員にも知らせときますか？
あ、でも強制はしなくていいぞ。これは俺一人でも問題ない。
おっと、
しののめ。なんだ、何か用か？
ああ、用ってほどじゃねえけど。つうか、聞こえちゃったんだけど。何？張り込みって。そういうのは、警察に任せときゃいいじゃん。
別にお前にやれなんて言わないから安心しろ。
いや、そうじゃなく。
お前は寄り道せずまっすぐ帰れ。いいな。
またガキ扱いか。でも、そういう態度は逆効果だぜ。
ない。教科書がない。あいつの部屋だ。あんまり入りたくないんだが仕方ない。しののめ、この間世界史の教科書を置き忘れて。こいつらまだいるのか。食いかけとそのゴミばっかじゃないか。字だらくな。おいしののめ、こいつ女二人とベッドで。起きろ色ぼけ。
すめえな、も
いや
おい、お前が落書きした教科書がここにあるだろ。どこだ？
どっかその辺、足元とかにあんだろ。持ってっていいぜ。
なんだその態度。
ここまではいいかな。では次、雪村くん、180ページから読んでください。
はい。180ページ。180。しののめの空だと。いや、読みたくない。どうしたんだろう。東雲の空がしのめって振りが振ってあるのに。
なんだその無茶な間違い方。
おい、知らねえ。今日雪村は変だな。どうしたんだ？
あのバカの節操なしか。
節操？
気にするな。生徒会で今面倒事を抱えてるんだ。
そうなのか。
あいつめ、他へ行けばいい。確かに俺が言ったよ。だがな、あの変わり身の速さはどうだよ。
両手に腹。
ムカつく。その辺の女でいいなら最初から俺に言い寄るな。
ユキ、
あ、
例の張り込みの件だが、一年たちがお前を手伝いたいと言ってたぞ。今日からでもと。
今日から？でもまだ不審者が確定していない。いや、どうせ早く帰ったってあのバカの顔を見るだけだし不都合はないか。わかった。一年には俺から連絡しておく。
今日は特に妙なやつはいませんね。姿が見えないと対処しようがないですよね。
そうだな。
なんか今日はいつにも増して威圧感ないか。
明日は今日みたく正門じゃなくて離れた場所から見守ってみましょうか。
何やってんの？学校終わったら早く帰んなきゃダメでしょ。じゃあ俺も参加しよっかな。俺がついてりゃ心強いっしょ。
お前のどこが？ こいつ、何が狙いだ。
まったまた。ほら、昔は二人で他校に乗り込んで制圧した。
制圧って。
来い。お前な、何のつもりだよ。
だからさ、俺にもやらしてよ。ユキちゃんのことだから2、3日は警戒するつもりなんだろ。な、俺も参加させて。ね。
品を作るな。この野郎、女に貢がせるのうまそうだな。軽いというかなんというか。ほんといい加減な。なんでだよ。警察に任せろとか言ってたくせに、そんな急にやりたがるなんて変だろ。こいつのことだから、どうせ面白がってるんだろうけど。
はあ、面倒事にばっか首突っ込んで、心配だからに決まってんだろ。昔から。
え？
何？それとも、俺に言わせたくて、わざととぼけてんの？
違う。
ああ、そんじゃ、俺が嫌がらせしてると思ってたんだ。ひって、傷ついちゃったな。
そういうつもりじゃなくて。悪かった。なんだよ、そのまま。
押し倒して、やったろうかなってな。
バカか、こんなやつ。なぜ、振り払ってやりたいのに。
なんて、さすがに外じゃこんくらいかな。
俺とこんなことして、どこが楽しいんだか。
自分を知らないってのは罪だね。凛とした顔が歪む瞬間ってさ、最高にそそるんだぜ。
バカにしてんのか。所詮、こういう男だよ。甘く出たって付け上がらせるだけだ。何？手離せ。振り回されるだけ。俺は未だにてめえ。何こいつの本心なんて。
ユキちゃんね、煽るような顔してっから悪いんだよ。
はあ？俺がなんだって。
ああ、自覚してねえんだ。
俺は。
いた！
しろ。
副会長！例の男かはわかりませんけど、なんか男が一人来ましたよ。
そうか。今行く。
待ってください。その前に、副会長って今日待ち合わせとかしてました？
いや、どうしてだ？
だって、なあ、入江。
なんだ？
そいつが、副会長はまだいるかって聞いてきて、なんか怪しかったから帰ったって言っておきましたけど。
俺、どんな奴だ？
案内しろてめえこら。早くしろ！
待ってってばっか！離せ！言ったってもういないのに。
どういうことだ、入江？
俺、一応そいつを引き止めたんですけど、思いっきり腕払われちゃって。
どこだ？
どこって、その辺で入江と揉み合って。
ビーズの玉？ブレスレットか、ネックレスの。
ところで、本当に、東雲も参加させるんですか？
名前が出ると、落ち着かない。あいつは、
心配だからに決まってんだろ。
強引な奴だから、
そうですか。
冷静になれない。
じゃあ、さっきのも、東雲に強引にされたんですよね、副会長。
さっきって、どんどんひどくなる。
あいつ、東雲って何なんですか？まさか、普段から副会長にあんな無理強いを。
まずい。あれは、
はい。
あいつは、よくああいう冗談を仕掛けてくるやつなんだ。
冗談？からかいの類ですか？
そうだ。
冗談で男にキスですか？
そうだ。経験豊かな人間はそれくらいでは動じないのだ。ああ、そんなわけがあるか。どんな人間だそれは。
じゃあ俺ともできますか？それなら信用します。さあ冗談だと思ってどうぞ。
なぜノリノリなんだ入江。どうして俺がこんな真似を。
どうぞ。
いくらなんでもやっぱ無理だ。
副会長。
殺すぞ。
言ってることがさっきと違う。東雲の時は殴らなかったのにひどいっす。
くそ。悪かった。でもあいつらが待ってるからそろそろ行かないと。
はい。
ゆきちゃん。
東雲の時は殴らなかったのに。
違う。俺はこいつのことは苦手なんだ。本当に。
とりあえず今日は帰って、明日場所変えてやんね。
誰よりこの世のどんな最悪な奴らより。
ゆきちゃん？
でもそれはその分だけ特別な位置にいるということでもあり。
ゆきちゃん。なんかさっきからこの辺うろうろしてっけど、俺に用事？
昨日お前が参加するって言うからって気づいてたならさっさと顔を出せ。
迎えに来てくれたわけね。それならね、いいところ見つけたぜ。門が見えて人が来ねえ場所。第二備品室。な、うってつけだろ。
多分怖いんだ俺は。キスどころか体まで許してしまっていて、これ以上は自分がどう変わってしまうかわからないから。
だからそこでなら昨日のキスの続きもできる。
淫乱副会長。
淫乱？
はあ？失礼だなてめえは。感度が良すぎるイコール淫乱とは限んねえんだよ。
何言ってんだお前は。
はいか。お前とんでもねえこと言うんじゃねえよ。
いつも言ってることじゃん。なんで今日に限って怒んだよ。
もしかしてお前さ、陰険と間違えてねえか？
俺そう言わなかったっけ？
いいや、はっきりと淫乱って言ってたが。
このアホガキ。でもなんだこの後ろめたさは。
今んとこ門の前には誰も来てねえな。やっぱ昨日のやつだったんかね、不審者ってさ。ゆきちゃん。
ダメだ。あれ以来変に東雲の唇ばかり気になって。
副会長。
いやあれは違う。
なーにゆきちゃん、さっきから唇ばっか見られてる気がすんのは気のせいかな。
気のせいだろ。
だってずっと視線感じてたし、そんなに見つめられると誘われてんのかと思うじゃん。
そんなわけないだろ。いいから外見てろよ。お前何してんだ。
最近二人でいること少なかったし、このカビくせえ部屋とゆきちゃんがミスマッチで溜まってんのかな。俺させてもらってねえから。
そういうことしか考えらんないのか。最悪。
考えらんねえよって言ったらどうにかしてくれんのかな。なんとかしてよゆきちゃん。
とかって、ふざけんなよ。そんな、俺にどうしろって。
なんか、本人目の前にしてやんのも、また一挙っつか。
黙れ。
ゆきちゃん、こっち向いて。ゆきちゃん、ゆき、
シジ。手離せ。
動かして。
やめろ。やだ。やめ。嘘だろ。どうして俺が、東雲の。
すげえ。
なんで、信じられない。
何そのエロい反応。わざとやってんの？
チーク。あ、どうしてこんな風に反応してしまうんだ、俺。
それ舐めて俺のがついた指ゆきちゃんこっち向いてキス。
副会長。
ゆきちゃん。
いや
なんだ我慢しねえで声出せばいいのに。
うるさい。ちくしょう。
ゆきちゃん
苦しい。
今日部屋行くから。ほら昨日の件があるしマジでゆきちゃん狙いのやつなら用心した方がいいだろうな。
ああ、なんだ。
あ、俺んちの方がいいかな。はい、コーヒーのおかわり。
おい。いつまでここにいればいいんだ。
男捕まえるまでかな。今うちの親親戚ん家行ってっから、遠慮なさらず。朝もこっから出るといいよ。
そうじゃなくて、落ち着かない。こんな大げさな。
ゆきちゃん、過去にどんな目に遭ってきたか忘れてねえよな。電車の中では、前から後ろから横からの痴漢三つどもえにあったり、女の子にまで。
雪村くんはボタンをきっちり止めてるところが逆にエッチっぽいのよ。
とか言われたんだろ。そんで独学で護身術とかやってしまいにはグレちゃって、その名残で今も学ランの前は開けっぱなし。舌用心しろよ頼むから。
あれはまだ線が細かった頃で。
今だって変わんねえよ。ほらなんだっけ、校舎裏に来たあの役員入江だっけ、あいつとかは絶対怪しいって。ゆきちゃんさ、なんかあったろ。変だぜ最近。
なんかって。
ああ、そういやあん時校舎裏で俺がもう一人の役員とあの場所離れてしばらくあいつと二人だけになったよな。襲われちったもしかして。
わけあるか。何もない。
嘘だね。その態度は絶対なんかあったでしょ。言ってみ。
なんなんだよお前。笑ったりして。なんでそんなに軽いんだ。俺があいつと何かあったって言ってもそうやって笑うのか。というかどうして俺が東雲の反応を伺う必要がある。された。キスならされた。
ほらな、やっぱりそうじゃん。
東雲。
周りをもっと警戒してさ、自分がどう思われてんのか知った方がいいぜ。そんなんじゃ返せない方向で決まりだな。
さっきの軽い態度の後で、ずるいだろ、お前。
覚悟して。
やめろ。こんなことするなら、帰るぞ。死のめ。やめ。
言ってることとやってることが違うよ。やめろって言いながら俺にしがみつく。最近のユキちゃんは理性で自分を無理に押さえつけようとしてる感じ。
押さえつける、そんなこと。
ああ、
何考えてんだこいつは。こんな状況なのに。おい、なんで今出るんだよ。
今うちでユキちゃんと一緒。
は
ああ、そう。
誰と話してるんだ。俺の知ってるやつか。
わかった。じゃ、後でな。ああ、これでいいや。
縄跳び。なんだよって話せ。なんだこいつは。
とりあえずベッドの足でいっかな。これね、結構丈夫なジャンプロープだから力任せに引きちぎろうとしちゃダメだぜ。な、よし、できた。
おい、なんで俺はベッドの足に手を縛り付けられてんだよ。
じゃあ俺はちょっと出てくっけど、ユキちゃんはここにいてね。この前うちに泊まりに来たやつの一人、ユキちゃんもあったろ。なんか近くまで来てっけど財布落としたとか言ってんだわ。アホだね。
そんなこと聞いてんじゃなくて、出るって今かよ。だいたい用心のために一緒にって言い出したのはお前の方じゃ。
俺が戻るまで逃げたらダメだからな。
待て。
がっついてんじゃねえっつの俺。こんなんだからガキ扱いされんだよ。今はそんな場合でもねえしな。
信じられない。あいつ本当に置いていきやがった。中途半端に脱がされた上に縛られて、俺も何おとなしく言われた通りにしてんだか。
理性で自分を無理に押さえつけようとしてる感じ。
くっそ、あんなバカ、偉そうに。俺だって分かってるけど、俺は一度タガが外れると自分の舵が取れなくなるたちだから。だから今の状態はまずい。本当に。あいつ戻ってきたか。人をこんな状態で放置しやがって。東雲？なんか変だな。足音が軽い。あいつならもっとドカドカと。親とか。
うちの親親戚んち行ってっから。
ああ、いや違う。おい、じゃあ誰だよ。
門の近くに男がずーっと。副会長はまだいるかって聞いてきて。
まさかここは東雲の家だし、そんなわけ。
おい、
東雲？おいくそ、動けない。なんなんだよ一体。
これ学校の門の前に落ちてた。うちに来た時もしてたよな、長谷川。こんな玉のネックレス。
やっと外せた。手こずらせやがって。ざまあみろ、なんじゃくロープめ。
あれ、おいおい、何やってんの？ 力ずくで外しちゃダメって言っただろ。
そんなことより、何があった？今廊下に誰かいたろ？
いいよ。誰もいねえよ。
嘘言うな！誰かと揉めてただろ！お前、怪我は？
ユキちゃん。大丈夫。ユキちゃんが心配するようなことは、もう何もねえからさ。な。
だって、お前、こいつ。
ったく。ちょっとごめんな。電話してる間、耳塞ぐ。おう。
何すんだ！耳から抜け！誰からの電話だ！
おう、東雲。
さっさと帰れ、長谷川。
抜け、こら！
ってば。お前さ、電話で騙されたふりして、俺が来んの家で待ってたわけか？
おい、東雲！
お前の学校のやつに気に入ってたネックレス引きちぎられるし。大失敗だな、もう。なんなのよ、あのしつけえやつ。
いい家だな。なんでこの人の周りうろうろしてたのおめえ。
ほら、いい加減にしろ！
俺もさ、マジで昔憧れてたんだよね。そんで、ちょっと近づきになれりゃ、なんてさ。
東雲！
なのに、いっつもお前が一緒で、近寄りがたいみてえな。
いい加減に離せ！やった、抜けた。
この人、俺のだから。
あ？
お前、何を、意味わかんないこと言って。
意味は、分かってくんないと困るんだけど。
わかるか。人をこんな格好で放置していく奴のことなんか、やばい。
ああ、そうだった。俺が縛っちゃったんだったね。こんなエロい格好で置いてっちゃって。ごめんな。
黙れ、バカ！ダメだ。見るなよ。ダメだ。見るな！やめろって。
服の上から少しなぞっただけだぜ。
そういうことじゃなくて、もう、お前が原因のくせに恥ずかしい。お前といると、俺は不安定で、自分が自分じゃなくなる感じがして、年下相手に、こんな、今だって、怖くて。なんで、俺。
ゆきちゃん、俺と付き合おうよ。な。
付き合う？ちょっと、待て。何？体に力が、入らない。
ゆきちゃん、俺たち、もう何度キスしたと思ってんの？
東雲といると、乱されてしまう自分が嫌だった。なのに、こいつが俺を見ないと気に食わなくて、そんな自分がとても腹立たしくて。
ゆきちゃん。
ハマったりなんかするものかと、ずっと。
ゆきちゃん、ここ。俺のもしてくんね。舐めてくれよ。
そんなこと。
ダメ。
畜生。甘えるなよ。電気、消してくれ。
オッケー。これでいい。
ベッドに座れ。
はい。この世の終わりみてえな顔されっと、すっげえかわいそうになってくんだけど。
しょうがないだろ。こんなの、したことないんだから。
無理ならいいよ。
無理じゃない。祝うってのは、 き合うってのは、こういうこと、するもんなんだろう。だから、平気だ。
ゆきちゃん。
熱い。どんどんひどくなってくる。まるで、全身何か一つの器官みたいに、死の目に反応して。いつから、いつの間に俺は、
ゆきちゃん。
こんなに。
俺の涙のが、そんなに感じる。そろそろ話してくんねえと、汚れちゃうぜ。あんた、ほんと、可愛いな。
何？
ゆきちゃん。せめえな、もう。
いや
ここは、嫌だ。お前、女と寝てた。このベッドで。
気にしてくれてたんだ。あれはね、違うよ。あの日は、あいつらを客間に案内してから寝たのに。女と同じ部屋で寝るわけにいかねえだろ。
一緒でいいのに。
朝起きたら、なぜかベッドにいたんだよ。すっげえ狭かったっつうの。おい、おめえら、いい加減起きろよ。
いや
焼いてくれんのは嬉しいけど。ただ、それだけだぜ。たまんね
それを、こすりつけるな。
俺は、ゆきちゃんしか見てねえから。なんか、すげえ。やらしいからだ。こういう時ばっか素直になってさ。バカ。その言い方も好きって聞こえる。俺の願望かな。
バカ。認めたくなかった。
くそ。可愛いな、チキショー。
認めたらきっと、俺は溺れてしまう。
死ののめ。無意識に名前呼ぶのやめてくれる。すげえ来るか。死ののめ。
求められると、
無理。もたない。
どこかで安心すらする自分がいて。
いいぜ。我慢なんかすんなよ。
結局俺は、
俺も何度だって抱いてやる。
お前に、こうされたかったんじゃないか。腰って。うわ、中から東雲のが出てくる。足に違う。
おはよう。大丈夫？
ああ、
学校行く気？
そりゃ。
たく真面目だな。じゃ、俺 俺がゆきちゃんの部屋まで運んであげる。
え？
よっ。お姫様だっこ。
おろせって。
ダメ。
おろせ、しののめ。
一人でシャワー行ける？俺も行こうか。
アホ、お前も戻って早く着替えろ。
なんか今こっちチラッと。けどおかしいな。手加減したつもりだったんだけどな。あ、ゆきちゃんの携帯か。あ、あの野郎にも警告しとかねえとな。旦那として。あの人ちゃんとうち出たかな。あれ、
遅い。
俺のことを待ってたの？なのは初めてじゃん。なんで？
なんでって。不審者を捕まえるまで俺もそばにいるんだろお前。
え？いや、でもほら、それはもう昨日。
捕まえてないしまだだから。
おいおい。ああ、そうだよな。ごめんな、俺あと一歩で逃がしちまってさ。なんつう不器用っぷりだよこの人は。ってわけで捕まえるまで一緒に投稿しようぜな。じゃ決まり行こうぜ。多分この人のことだから付き合ったら一緒に投稿するもんだとか思って待ってたんだろうけど、あんたそんなんでうまくやれたとでも思ってんの？その得意げな顔はなんだ？笑った。はにかんでねえかおい。たまらん。
笑顔が気持ち悪い。
ひでえなもう。
やっぱり先に行く。
何言ってんの？一緒に学校行くんでしょ？
やっぱりやめる。強がったって隠せない。
おーい。
奴は俺の心を笑って見透かす天才だ。
まあ行くか。追いかけるのは慣れてるしな。
バカ。
あ、それって東雲愛してるハートって意味だろ？
バカ。まあ嫌な気はしないけど。
忘れ物はなしっと。そろそろ行くか。メール？あ、副会長からだ。犯人はすでに俺様の愛する
ダーリン、東雲が退治したぜ。今度妙な真似しやがったらダーリンが黙ってねえかんな。東雲ラブな雪村様より。
そうだ、副会長！
おまけ。
恋じゃないなら
何の用だよ長谷川。
だから謝ってんじゃねえかよ。機嫌直せって。いや、まさかお前が雪村さんにマジになってるとは思わないもんよ。ほら、お前って昔から女に不自由したことなかった
んげほん。聞こえねえな。
分かったよ。今度おごるからさ。
ああ。
しかし、お前が昔から年上とばっか遊んでた理由、分かった気がするよ。
じゃあな。
今いいか。
おかえり。惜しかったな。生徒会だったんだろ？
ああ。それと入江に色々と聞かれて大変だった。しらばっくれるな。お前な、人の携帯から勝手に妙なメール送るなよ。
悪い
で済むか。ごまかすのにどれだけ苦労したと思ってんだ。
だから悪いって。
大体お前はな、昔から勝手なことばっかり。こっちの苦労も少しは考えろってんだ。
こうやって怒られてっと思い出すな。あれは確か俺が小6だった時。
おい龍一。
あ、ゆきちゃん。
てめえ 西中の奴らに囲まれて逃げ帰ったらしいな。
違うよ、それ。誰から聞いたの？
あ？
絡まれんの避けただけだぜ。いちいち相手してらんねえじゃん。疲れるし。
情けねえやつだ。
要領いいっつってよ。
なんか腹立つな。
足で踏まないでよ。
ったく、帰る。やっぱりお前みたいなガキとはつるんでらんねえ。もううちにも来んな。
やだ。
なぜそもそも俺は男なんかに懐かれたくなかったんだ。
あの頃からあの人の気の短さは天下一品だったぜ。男に容赦なかったのは昔のトラウマが原因か？何しろ同級生に変質者、痴漢、挙句はストーカーからも散々な目に遭わされてたからな。
近寄る
実際俺も何度もつまみ出されてたっけな。
な。ゆきちゃん、開けてよ。3人よ。
うるせえ。寒けりゃ部屋戻れ。
ま、それでも押しかけたけど。
いい風呂だった。
ゆきちゃん。
お前、いつの間に俺の部屋に。
ゆきちゃん。
たく、しつこいガキだよお前は。諦めるってことを知らんのか。
ゆきちゃん、風呂上がり？いい匂い。
将来お前に惚れられた女は大変だな。
しばらくして俺も中学に上がった後、
今朝西中前で2年の雪村さんを見たんだけど。
あの人が日中に乗り込んだのを慌てて追っかけたりして、あれはやっぱり俺のことも容易にあったんかね。
おい東雲、おい聞いてるのか。
聞いてるって入江に送ったメールのことだろ。
いきなり抱きつくな。
ごまかさなくてよかったのに。俺ら付き合ってんじゃねえの。
それは。
昨べなんか初めてあんなことしてくれたのにさ。よっとなんとか言ってよ。
今は勝手にメールを送るなっていう話。いや、気をしたばっかだろ。
俺は四六時中でも触っていたいね。
やめ、俺まだ本当に辛いんだって。
お、いい反応。どれ？嘘。こんな細腰で耐えられるとも思えねえしな。
いい加減にしろ。人をからかいやがって。
悪い。
その言葉今日だけで何度目だ。たく、帰る。
よし。俺も少しは優位に立てるようになってきたんじゃね？昔なんて聖剣 2,3 発が当たり前だったからな。
それとな。お前、これだけは言っておくぞ。
やべ、怒った。
昨べは俺もあんなことしてやったけどな。
まさか。
やっぱり気の迷いだった。お前なんかとは付き合えない。バカだし、じゃないし、変態だし。
まずい。今ここで怒らせたら全て台無しに。ゆきちゃん。
あの時の俺はちょっとおかしかったんだから、毎回ああだと思うなよ。
何それ？別れるとか言われるのかと思ったらそっち？たく、俺があの人にかなう日って来んのかな。
chase me or whatever. So I would have felt like I would need to like keep them at a distance on purpose because they don't know the lines anymore, sort of. But there's also sort of like an element of, since you two sort of have been more, maybe the lines got a little bit blurry between like friends and more. So maybe sometimes I would even feel like, okay, like now, like you know, like maybe she's getting feelings as well again, because she didn't say she doesn't have feelings, right? Like she's actually said like she does have a lot of feelings for you. She's just sort of like not ready for a relationship because she A, doesn't have time apparently, and B, feels like probably like can't be a good girlfriend or whatever, or it doesn't really know what she wants in a relationship and stuff like this. Like, I don't want to like make it I'm considering to take this one here, but it's really orange. Is it too orange? I think it's too orange. It's fine. Okay, let's go for it. It looks really orange. Like I personally, I don't hate you or anything, right? I definitely understand your perspective. I think her message seems really reflected, actually. Like what I hear and how I interpret her message is that she noticed she's been distant. She's saying sorry for being distant because she feels like that's something to say sorry for, right? So she would feel like if she's in a relationship, she doesn't want to be distant to her boyfriend, and she wants to be sort of like a good girlfriend and like be there for him and something like this. So she's saying sorry that she wasn't a good girlfriend, and then she was distant. And then she says why she was distant, because she has been thinking. And maybe being distant made her think that she's not ready for a relationship at the moment. But for whatever reason, she doesn't believe she's ready for a relationship, which is not like, she doesn't say like, you're a bad boyfriend or anything, right? Like she says like she's not ready for a relationship. So in essence, that also means like she doesn't feel like she can be a good girlfriend right now. Or that she doesn't have the energy or time or whatever to be a good girlfriend right now, or maybe that she can't articulate her feelings well enough or what she needs in life to sort of like be a good girlfriend, you know, and have like this open communication, or like that she doesn't feel like she can't be as committed as she would like to, sort of. And then she says like she likes you a lot, but yeah, she doesn't want a boyfriend right now. So there's not this is not a position she sort of like takes you out of because she thinks you're crap. It's not a position she's replacing with somebody else, but it's a position which she thinks like she thought it's open, but apparently it's not. And then she explains why she believes that, right? Like she's worried that she doesn't have enough time, she can't focus on school, and she's sort of like noticing how she wants to spend like more time with her friends, and maybe that like having a sort of like a relationship on the side is like a bit too much, you know? And so this is how it seems to me. Like, to me, it seems like she really likes you still. And she knows this is not a nice move. She knows this is sort of like unfair to you, and she's like really trying to explain to you this is not about you. But I just don't have the energy, time, and whatever right now. And I hope we can sort of like still stay friends. But like, I don't have the energy for more, and I should have thought about this before, but I just didn't notice, and you know. If she asks me out again and says she wants to try again, I feel like I'm going to get used. I feel like being scared of being used is something which we bring with us as well. And it could maybe be interesting to find out why you're scared of being used. Like, is this something you expect because you have lived through it? or is this something you expect because society tells you that women are like super manipulative and like just use men? Like where is this coming from, you know? Because it's like, I do know that it's like a really normal sort of like it's a really common expectation. No, past trauma. Okay. So this is something she might not know, right? Like this is sensitivity that we don't need to get into detail here. It's fine. But this is a sensitivity which is your sensitivity because of the past experiences you've made. Okay, now the sun is being a little bit a lot. But yeah, so this is a sensitivity that you bring to the table, and other people might not know about, you know, and might not expect either. And this doesn't mean that, I don't know, you just have to, like, you can't be angry at them, but you're gonna like feel used anyway or whatever. But this is something where you can, like, you know, like consider yourself and your feelings a bit more. So for example, if she were to ask like to go out again, for example, you could just be really open about that and talk her, like, you don't need to tell her the trauma, but you could just tell her that you're scared that you're gonna feel like you're being used, like you really don't, like you're sort of like a high commitment type person, and you don't want to start something where you're not sure if it's gonna end in 2 weeks. And you really want to be sure that she's sort of like in it and is sure about that, you know? And you can ask her like to think about it again if she's really, you know, if she's really in it for a bigger commitment like the one you ask her to. Does it sound like she still likes me, or does it sound like she's trying to compliment me to make me feel better? Well, this is actually like low-key a hard topic, because sadly, women are low-key in society, like they learn they have to be nice to men, because men otherwise will sort of just punish them. Which makes us be nice for, like, if we feel like we can't not be nice, you know, because we expect the other person to be really angry at us and like punish us. So I can't tell you, like, it could be that she's only trying to like make you the least amount of angry because she fears that in your anger you would like hurt her or something, or you would like, and hurting her is not only physically, right, but it can also just be that you like tell bad stories about her, or that you show pictures around and stuff like this. And, you know, like, sort of like things like those. It can also be that she like really means it. But yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes. But you can, you know, you can ask her if she's like, if she really wants to stay friends, or if she just wanted to be polite, you know? And that it's like fine if you guys don't stay friends for you. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? But if she likes me, why does she want to stay in touch? I mean, I think that makes sense, right? Like, maybe she wants to stay in touch because, like she doesn't have time for a boyfriend right now, but like maybe later, you know, like maybe in a year or something. Or maybe she just really likes you as a friend as well, and like while she doesn't have time for like a relationship right now, she just wants to keep you as a friend. Like, I feel like some of the best relationships start out with being best friends, actually. So I'm another option if she wants a boyfriend. I mean, I guess, for example, but I don't think usually, like, well, young, like, if you're really young, definitely it can be that some people just want a boyfriend. But if it's like a more serious setting, people don't want a boyfriend, but a specific person as their boyfriend. So I don't know. But yeah, it definitely depends. But I mean, you can always say no, you know? Like, you can say you can't, you don't, like, it's really hard for you to stay friends right now, and you don't want to. Like, that's really fine, you know? Like, this is, like, the message she sent you is her perspective and her wish, sort of. Like, it's sort of like a suggestion, like, and you can only take it for the truth at the moment. So, like, this is, like, her wish is apparently that you guys, like, do stay in touch, sort of. And that you maybe, like, just go back to being friends. Because even though she doesn't want you as a boyfriend right now, because she doesn't have time for that, she doesn't want to lose you, like, entirely either. But you can, you know, like, you can be not fine with that. You can say you don't want to, and you can't. You can say that you, like, need some distance first, and then later on you guys can be friends. Stuff like this. Yes. It's fine. What time is it at your place, by the way? Because for me it's actually 2 p.m. Jesus. The sun is way too much. Oh, my camera is on. Oh, goddamn. Okay. Yeah, go to bed. But you can always come back and, like, talk to me about this a bit more if you want to. But yeah, I didn't think she was trying to be mean. And just figure out what you need, you know? Try to focus on yourself if you need space, distance, and yeah. All right. See you then. Bye. Assassin, do you want to join the chat or not? Is the question. Okay, I'm gonna check on my phone how orange that looks, because on my PC it looks crazy orange. It looks really yellow on my phone. It looks way more like reddish orange, like nice autumn colors on my screen. But here, like, even the overlay looks like weird, I don't know, like yellow brownish, I don't know. This is concerning. So how does the other one look? I feel like maybe like a little bit more orange, but not too much. Like, I feel like the other one is a bit much. Can I, like, change that? that a different color now? Yeah, it's a bit more orange. Okay, I think this is good. See ya, Fluffy. Good luck at work or wherever you have to go. Okay. So, party people. Anybody wants to take part in a mental health check-in? Anybody feeling like taking part? Or no? I'm at the moment switching the color of the background a little bit. Because I feel like we can use a bit more orangey. There. Okay. All right, let's see how we like that. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna open this on my phone. Okay, it looks like this, and could be a slightly bit more brown, but this is it's hard. It's tough to find a good color, I feel like. We can talk about multiple different topics today. So, if there's no one who wants to take part in a mental health check-in, we can also talk about general topics, if you guys want to. But yeah, it sort of depends what you guys feel like doing. Mm. What would be good topics? I feel like it's really hard to just start like something, because usually it's like the easiest for me to just start with something when it's like sort of like asked, because then I sort of like know in which direction we're going. But I feel like we can also like sort of like start going with the topic from beforehand. That's about sort of like relationships, and I guess like maybe like how to have good relationships. Because I feel like that could be interesting, sort of to talk about this a little bit more in depth. And yeah, sorry about the like overlay. I essentially like wanted to have it done today already. But it took longer than I expected. But let's maybe start actually with my personal mental health check-in and then see where we're going from that point on. I just remembered, in terms of personal mental health check-ins, I need to take a specific appointment and call there to say I'll use it. So with my mental health check-in, it's really low-key annoying, because what I noticed is that I did like a few things like really good, and then like a few things I'm just at the like old issues, I feel like. So I don't know, we have been talking quite a lot about the like green, orange, and red states, and that's like how I sort of noticed how you actually sort of need to do something to stay in green, and how I put like all these habits in place and everything to stay in green. Well, over the last week, I have changed those habits, and I noticed how I don't entirely like the outcome of it. But I don't know, I just sort of felt like, oh no, it's not because of the habits I changed. It just, I don't know, because of the weather, or because I did a little bit too long here and there, like sort of like this. And I didn't really want to see that it maybe also just has to do with the different like hobbies and like things I was doing. Because over the last week, I have been like getting into AI again. And so I like set up my Stable Diffusion, and I like did all these different things with it, and was like generating a lot of images and whatever. And in the beginning, I wanted to make like D&D battle maps and try to sort of get that done. Didn't work too well, sadly. There's like getting images, no problem, but like battle maps is really, I don't know, like online tools are just way easier for that, I feel like. And yeah, that's when I sort of like started to look into maybe generating like new stream assets, and like looking into making like these like tiny stickers here, for example, like pumpkin in the cup, and these are not made by me. These are AI generated though, and like free to use and stuff like this. But I wanted to make like stickers like these, and I don't know. Long story short, I spent like lots of time on this. So I was working like sort of like every day on this, and low-key, I didn't really get anywhere. Like I have lots of pictures, and a lot of them are like way better than before, and like I guess low-key usable, definitely, but it's still something where it's just, I don't know, where it just feels like it took so much longer than making them yourself. And like if you can like digitally draw and do art and stuff like this. And so it wasn't like really like entirely fulfilling, also because I don't know, whenever I use AI, I'm sort of in this like ethical question of like, oh, like what has this been trained on? Like, is that really fine? Like, and I don't know. Then also like if you get like images which are like good but like not entirely good, it's like, okay, can I like do something with this? But then sometimes the images are sort of generated with bigger pixel sizes than they actually are, and then you can't really change them, because if you were to draw on it, you would have like different pixels. So I don't know, just like a lot of like work where you don't really know like when it's going to be done, and you don't really have like linear process to any certain goal as well. And I don't know, I just noticed how I like really don't like doing it. Like I really don't like working with AI, because I feel like the progress is really not linear. Like sometimes it's doing like really nice things, and then it's doing really shitty things. And I feel like if you work with AI when you don't have like I don't know, you're low-key like lacking creativity, and or like don't really know what you want specifically, but you just want like some, I don't know, whatever picture of a house or meadow or whatever, then like, okay, fine. But for me personally, I always have like really specific ideas already. And that's why I think working with AI is so frustrating for me, because it can never actually put all of this in place. Like it's never down to the T like I imagined it, which is always sort of like frustrating, because you're like, oh, this is good. This is, oh shit. And then I sort of got into like digital art. But this is only started like recently, like a day ago or something. Where I thought like, okay, you know what? Like, how about I just learn how to do like digital art well, and for example, like how to make like good emotes and stuff like this. Instead of trying to like gamble my way to good emotes with AI. And yeah, I sort of like made good progress, I think. But at the same time, it's not like perfect. Which is also really frustrating, because it's like, I don't know, so much about good emotes is sort of hidden. And you don't, like, it's not as obvious why these emotes are that good and others aren't. But they just have this like extra sparkle or something, or like a really good, like an extra sparkle you can even fix, but like extra sparkle because, I don't know, they have like a really good color combination or something. And a color combination you can't like just copy like this if you make your own emotes, right? Because you would need like the exact fitting colors. Which if there were any emotes, then I would just like buy those, right? So I don't know, just really annoying. But I noticed how actually just doing digital art is so much nicer for me than doing AI. Or like using AI. Because it's just, it's so much more predictable. And that's what I really don't like about AI. It's so unpredictable, and it takes time where you can't really do something. It's not really based on your own skills that much. And it's not really something I'm like too interested in. It was more like the use to an ends. And yeah, within that week, I also neglected my other things I usually want to do in a week to stay in green, which, for example, is reading. Which, for example, is sort of like learning new stuff in like the mental health sector, sort of. And yeah, all of these things I didn't do. And now I'm like, I don't feel entirely like crap or anything. That's not the case. Like, I feel like low-key stable, but I do notice how I'm like more exhausted than usually. And I do notice how I have not returned to baseline from past week yet. And that even though like I had the different things I want to do for myself in a week are the following. It's like, and read and learn more stuff about psychology to be like intellectually challenged, sort of. Then like be there for people, help people, purpose. That's like with stream, so I had that, but I didn't have the first one. Then like crochet or like do household chores. This one I also didn't do. So like the flow sort of state was missing. Then like gym bouldering, I did that. Friends, D&D, painting minis, board games, I did that. Nature meditation, well, sort of didn't. Or like not as much as I would like to, so like half did it, I guess. And then like creative stuff, I thought I was doing, but I didn't, because I couldn't, like, it's not, I don't know, AI is really not as creative as actually making something creative, because you don't have any personal influence except the prompt, which is limited influence. Like I did prompt engineer and it did get me to like a certain point, but it's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like really making something yourself. Like, I don't know why, but it's just, I thought it would be sort of the same, and then in the beginning you started and it's like, oh my god, so many images like directly finished and it feels so good. But low-key, it's like social media. I think that's genuinely it. Like, it low-key, it feels like social media. Like you're getting dopamine, but not for anything you did or have seen yourself or could like actually take part in. And it's like so much faster and it feels great in the beginning, but just like afterwards you just low-key feel like shit. And I think that was it. And the annoying part was that like while doing it, I had so much creative energy. And I don't know, it was so frustrating because I couldn't like really do anything with that. And yeah, this is like where I just sort of noticed how I like neglected my like creative, grounded, flow, intellectual needs. And it's not like I'm crashing out or anything, because my like purpose, physical, social, love, like all of those needs are like fulfilled. But it's just something where I notice I don't feel as good about myself as I usually would. And I noticed that while the week was going on, but I didn't act on it because I just contributed it to the situation. Like, I just felt like, well, it's getting like, you know, like cloudy outside again, like there's less vitamin D, stuff like this. I don't know, like, and like it's just getting cold and it's like getting winter, I don't know, like, and like, oh, okay, on that day I was like awake too long, and maybe it's just like one of those times where I don't feel that good about myself and stuff like this. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I was just not avoiding, not running away, but I just sort of didn't I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it that it's just like back then. That like there's just some needs which aren't fulfilled, and that's why I feel shittier than usual. And I think I just didn't really recognize how this is like dependent on my behavior, because it wasn't shitty enough. So like I've learned that if if none of my needs are fulfilled, like no physical, creative, intellectually, purpose, social, all of that, like if those are not fulfilled, I really feel like crap, and I'm like on basically like going into the next depressive episode. And I don't know, because here like half of my needs were fulfilled and the other half weren't. I didn't feel like crap like the times where I knew it's because of those needs. And that's why I think I just didn't really get that that I just don't feel as good about myself because of that. And that it's not the weather, that it's not like any of those other things, but it's just there's some needs which aren't fulfilled. And I don't know, if my intellectual need is not fulfilled, I don't think as highly of myself. I don't feel like I'm smart. I don't feel like I'm achieving something, you know? If my flow need is not fulfilled, I don't feel as much in tune with my body and stuff like this. I don't feel like I'm as physically capable as I usually feel like. And if my creative need is not fulfilled, I don't feel as motivated anymore and not as much drive anymore. And I just didn't really see that. I just thought, oh yes, the weather, it's like not sleeping enough and stuff like this, you know? But I think it was just because of those needs. And I don't know, this is something which is like really hard to learn, I feel like. And it's something where like every week I sort of come back to it and like need to get again that it takes effort to stay in green, and that it not only takes effort to stay in green fully, to not have a depressive phase, but that not fulfilling like some of those needs, like intellectual flow, purpose, like is then you're just gonna feel like a little bit shitty, and that's still a signal and is already giving you a signal that some of those needs are not fulfilled, and that I don't have as much self-confidence because my intellectual need is not fulfilled. I don't feel as in touch with my body because my flow need is not fulfilled and stuff like this. So I think like this is what I'm learning right now, to like see the signs earlier and earlier, and then actually instantly do something about it, to not bounce around as much. Yeah. Ooh, Arslan Jester, welcome. As a massive overthinker and undiagnosed ADHD, however, my brain goes into full overdrive with overthinking about what other people think about me and only thinking about the negative. It's led to me having anxiety panic attacks. How do I break out of this cycle? Ooh, okay. Let's get into that. Let me drink for a second. Have you ever been to therapy, or are you in therapy right now? Because I personally, it was sort of expected that I have ADHD once I joined therapy. And when I then got the ADHD diagnosis, it actually turned out that I probably don't have ADHD, but I'm traumatized. Because a lot of the trauma symptoms can actually like overlap with ADHD symptoms. And for example, there's like massive overthinking, where your brain goes into full overdrive with overthinking what other people think about you and thinking about the negative and stuff like this. This especially is really well connected to trauma. So that's like a bigger topic. And it's a topic which like can be sort of like fixed in therapy. So I'm glad that you're about to start therapy again. And I think like November, you know, it's like, I know it's still a few weeks, like, don't get me wrong, but it's like, it's at least not like 5 months or 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, it's foreseeable in the future already. Like, there's a date on the calendar. But definitely do restart therapy, I think. But there's maybe like some things we can definitely talk about right now or get into right now. I started a new job 3 months ago and I cannot help but think there's a slight possibility that there are people who don't seem to like me because I see how cliquey the office is. Ah, I see. Why would it be negative if some people don't like you? Hi James, how you doing? Welcome. We're at the moment talking to Arslan the Jester. That's the part I'm not sure about. Okay. I understand how... if you have anxiety about this, in which direction is the narrative of the anxiety? Because anxiety and, like, there's usually... Okay. Because anxiety, there's usually sort of like a narrative like tightly attached to it. So I feel like if we talk about this narrative, maybe we can sort of like find out in which direction or like where the anxiety is coming from specifically. And don't be bothered by James. I can only guess that maybe when I was younger, I was very overprotected by my parents, not allowed to have friends. So socially, I'm very awkward a lot. Was it a bit hard to be around your parents? Were there a lot of expectations on how you should be, sort of? And how to behave, and what not to do, and what to do, and stuff like this? Was it a little bit like walking on eggshells? Sometimes. As the youngest of 4, they just didn't want me to end up like my siblings, so after they got jobs, became too rebellious. Okay. Too rebellious. Do you still have contact to your siblings? And do you like your siblings? I live with my sister and her husband right now. Yes, I still do. Oh, okay. So, are they too rebellious then? Like, is it bad what they become? Or became? Are there like specific things which were considered too rebellious? You sort of like have a recollection of? Hmm. Was your mom also nagging you? Yeah, constantly about stuff like religion, mostly since she was there. Mm. Was she also like loud, for example, when she was nagging you? Or turned like angry? Or sort of like threatening? In a way? So like, was there any sort of like thing where you felt like it was not only annoying that she was nagging you, but you were scared in that moment? She would also never seem to stop. So I feel like we might know where the anxiety panic attacks is coming from. And like I'm not a professional, right? Like definitely do get therapy. Okay. I just feel like this is like maybe something like which aligns with that, right? Like what do you think about this? Because I feel like if I picture you as a child, or like if I picture a child in general, with a mum like you describe it, I would picture a really stressed child. A child which is sort of like the entire time like looking from left to right, sort of like walking on eggshells, not trying to do something wrong and then always ending up doing something wrong because there's just way too high expectations, like there's no chance of not doing something wrong. And like having to watch out the entire time to sort of like see the expectation and then adjust to it. To not, I don't know, get in the, you know, like not get the next target. Like, how do you see yourself in that picture? Everything fine, Arslan? I'm not too sure. But I do recall at one point when I was free to do what I wanted, I tried to get people I met to sort of like me. Can I ask you how old you are when you... Or like, is there like, what are the things you do remember about childhood? Okay, so it's a bit farther for you away. That makes sense. Turns out a lot of people sort of tolerate it instead, which is fine too. Hmm. What was before that time? Like, do you remember how you felt with like 10, with 12? Like around that age. I have so much muscle pain in my arm here because I was playing tennis yesterday. I think because I was like that age, I was probably like clinging onto her a lot, and my siblings at the time detested that. So she coddled me a lot when I was super young. Hmm. You say you think. Do you not have like a proper recollection of like certain situations, or do you just want to sort of like phrase it a bit softer? Oh. I just asked that you always say like I think this and that happened. Do you have troubles remembering your childhood, or is it just that you want to like phrase things more softer? My tea is really hot. Hmm. Hmm. And you weren't really allowed to have any friends, right? Was that also back then already? Or did that only start later? Most annoying part about glasses. Hmm. Okay. I mean, if they only had to screen them, did you then end up having some friends which were screened and like okay? Or was like none of them like really good enough? I mean, friends can be a danger, but friends are really necessary. After all, we're social animals. No one can survive alone. I think my friends at the time got annoyed I was forced to bring them to my home every time I wanted to go out during those times. Oh, damn. Yeah, I can expect... Inviting me for stuff afterwards. I see. So... I wonder if I was too much alone as a toddler. I mean, maybe. Like, being social is, like, definitely sort of like a skill we have to train, right? But there's, like, many different reasons for this. Going back to Arslan, I think, I don't know, like, this sounds heavy. Like, this sounds difficult. Like, this sounds like a difficult childhood. And not only childhood, but sort of still. How do you think about your life so far? Ups and downs, really. Do you like your life, and what would be the thing you would like to change in your life if you were to change a thing? Right now, I'm content with the current friends I have. My job's alright. The only thing I'd love to change is all these thoughts in my head and how it can affect my day. When are those thoughts occurring most, sort of? Or like, what type of situation is leading to those? And how do they affect your day? Does it does the overthinking and sort of this like really anxious state of overthinking, does it keep going for hours or like the entire day? Or is it even like, I don't know, influencing the next day and the day after? I can imagine that life is a bit boring if you don't have many friends and just have Twitch's company. What would you like to change about your life, 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, if you could change anything? If I ever make a mistake at my job, I tend to freeze up. Also with friends? Or only in like a professional scenario? Sometimes with friends too, like I say, the wrong thing or the wrong thing at the wrong time, and I'm never able to catch myself from making that mistake. What type of mistakes are those? If you say you can never catch yourself from making those mistakes. Just so I'm like, I know in which, like, size we're talking, you know? On Twitch alone, girlfriend got moody with me many weeks now. So is that what you would change in your life, 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻? To like be less alone? Or what would you change to have a better life? Like what would like a good life look to you? There was one time I got too passionate over a game a friend of mine was playing, to the point he was a bit too uncomfortable. I had to profusely apologize the next day. Was it fine after you apologized? I did not learn social much, so not easy to find another, and I don't try. No, I mean like a regular friend. 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻. I don't mean like another girlfriend. Like how would you change your life if you could change it to anything? Like how would your life look if you could overcome like any type of fears or anything? It was, but I cannot seem to accept his forgiveness. Do you know why you can't accept it? Like, do you not trust the forgiveness? Like, do you think there's gonna be like, I don't know, some type of like bad comment afterwards, or they're just gonna sort of like pay you back in a way, or do you think like you're a bad human still? 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, why do you have a resistance to saying what you want out of life? Do you not want to do anything different? Or like have a different life? I'm afraid of losing this person as a friend. I've been friends with him for a year. So you sort of like, you don't trust the apology that it's like really fine, and you sort of think that like next time or whatever, like now that you make a mistake, then it's gonna, he's like not gonna be friends with you anymore or something like this. So like every mistake is sort of like adding up onto like a list, and if it's like full, then the friendship is over, like this.